Hey guys, my name is Matthew, and this is my review of Clarity and Connection by Yung Peublo. Here we go. Clarity and Connection is a book of poetry, like modern poetry, and it all focuses around the idea of the self, or finding yourself, or healing from trauma. There's emotional health aspects. Let's get into this review where I'm going to be listing some of my observations of the book. First, I'll list some of my favorite things about the book, and as we go down through the list, I'll get to a couple things that I didn't enjoy as much. After that, I'll give a recommendation for this book. Who should buy it? A couple things I really liked. To start with, I really liked how different this was. A lot of the poetry was kind of what you'd expect from poetry, but parts of it were just different. It was like essays that were written in kind of different, different kind of formatting. There was breaks in interesting places, and the prose was just different and kind of experimental in nature. I enjoyed that Yung Peublo was trying something different, trying something new. I thought that was great. I appreciated the content. Like I said, it's kind of revolving around the self and mental health issues. There's a sense that some of those things are getting more popular. For a good portion of the book, I thought the content was interesting. We'll talk a little bit about where the content lost its interestingness in the dislike section, though. One note about content is I feel like a lot of this book felt kind of generalized, and that was not where he did the best. Some of my favorite parts of this were where he brought in some of his own personal experiences. I thought he did a little better with those sections. Another thing I like about this book is that it's short. This is a book that you can run through in a single sitting. It's just not a terribly long book. It's quick to kind of run through this one, and there are times when that's just a good thing in a book. This is one of those times. In general, I like the content of mindfulness and this idea of being centered and kind of this meditative state that the book kind of embodies. I appreciated that, and like I said, I really liked it. I like the trends that this book is just kind of letting us know. And in our culture, the emotional health issues, they're becoming more, people are more aware of them. And I think that's a good thing. Just kind of being aware that, hey, there are traumas that people go through and they really do affect things. And some of the ways that they talk about emotions and different emotional states and how those are similar to traumas in a lot of ways. There's a lot of really good language that's going on in this book that I appreciated. A couple things I didn't like as much about this book. A lot of it felt like kind of self-help platitudes. The simplicity of it was good sometimes in that they weren't using language that people may not be familiar with. They weren't using lots of mental health terms, but also it made it feel very simplistic, and the ideas in it are super repetitive. This is where the content was not interesting anymore, is after you've heard kind of the same idea multiple times, several times, and you go, okay, let's get to, do you have something else for us? And the answer is maybe no. You could almost have read a quarter of this book and gotten nearly everything you needed from it. The other dislike I have for this book is just that it's not very impactful. It's not a deep book, it's pretty simplistic, and it's easy to forget. I imagine that a year from now, I will not have remembered this book at all. And that's maybe one of the biggest dislikes you can give for a book. It's just forgettable. So who do I recommend this book for? You know, I actually do think this book has a place for people who enjoy simplistic books, for people who are not looking for a deep or a complex or a complicated read. This is a book that I think could be a great fit for your shelf. Something you could sit down to maybe help you think through some meditative things, get into a meditative state. This could be a really helpful book for you. This has been my review of Clarity and Connection. If you've enjoyed this review, please feel free to like and subscribe. Make sure to grab the description below if you're going to purchase the book. It helps out our channel a lot if you use that link. Thanks again for watching, guys, and as always, stay safe out there.